Cardiac cycle. From the moment you are born to your last heartbeat, your heart beat over 3 billion times, pumping over 1.5 million barrels of blood. But have you ever wondered what happened between each beat? In this video, we are going to explain what is cardiac cycle, briefly about the systolic events and the diastolic event during the cardiac cycle, and the changes of the pressure in the cardiac cycle, and at last we are going to explain and summarize all the events of cardiac cycle. Whether you are a student or a healthcare professional or simply curious about human body, join me as we explore this incredible cardiac cycle journey. Let's understand what is cardiac cycle. Cardiac cycle is defined as a sequence of events which is taking place in the heart during each beat. Each beat consists of two major periods. Number first is systolic and diastolic period. During systole, heart contracts and pump the blood through the arteries. And during diastole, the heart relaxes and blood is filled in the heart. All these changes are repeated during every heartbeat in cardiac manner. Overall cardiac cycle duration is 0.8 seconds. Consists of two events, that is arterial event and the ventricular events, which consist of arterial systole, arterial diastole, ventricular systole, ventricular diastole. This is the cycle which is represented. Arterial events consist of two major events, that is arterial systole, arterial diastole. Arterial systole is the contraction of the arteria in the heart, that is 0.1 second, and arterial diastole is the relaxation of the arteria, that is 0.7 seconds. The total arterial event takes place is 0.8 seconds. Ventricular events consist of ventricular systole, which is 0.3 seconds. We can see in the cycle that from 0.1 seconds to 0.4 seconds is a ventricular systole period, and we can see that from 0.4 seconds to 0.1 second is a ventricular diastole period. Let's understand the pressure inside the heart during the cardiac cycle. Interarterial pressure is the pressure in the arteria is called as interarterial pressure. We can see in the image that there is a pressure going on inside the arteria, which is very much responsible for opening of interventricular valve. Now we have the curve. We can see the curve which represents interarterial pressure. Interventricular pressure is the pressure developed inside the ventricles of the heart during the contraction. We can see the pressure, and it also helps for opening of interventricular valve. Now let's summarize what we learned. What is cardiac cycle? Briefly about the systolic and diastolic events and the change of pressure in the cardiac cycle. Thank you. Like, share, comment and subscribe our channel.